roll up the window. Hey guys, it's me, Aisha, girl. I know it's been a long time since I've rode in the car and had a conversation. So I'm on my way across town to go talk to someone real quick, and I actually have my son in the car. And we were having a great conversation a few minutes ago while we were on the freeway. And let me tell you guys something. When you're in the car and you have children, teenagers, young adults, it's the perfect opportunity to have conversations with them, because here's the thing, they can't go anywhere. So if you really want to go deep, great time to have a conversation with them. So a lot of times, I think I've said this in another video, when my son was in school, junior high, high school, and in the morning is when I would get up and listen to like financial reports, just things, current events, things that are going on around the world globally, especially dealing with finances, money. I would play these videos, and I would do it on purpose because while I'm learning, my son would be learning. Now he's in the car, he's never heard this before, but I told you guys this probably last year in a video, that's what I would do to teach my son while he doesn't know he's being taught, but that's what I would do. So he would be picking up 10-15 minutes on the way to school, junior high, high school. He would be learning something that I would be learning anyways. So basically we were having a great conversation. We were talking about like finances and schooling and debt and stuff like that. And then I was telling him a little bit about when I was younger and whatnot, my first job, and what I did and how long I stayed. And I have to say, I have some regret. And regret is a very scary thing, meaning you look back at your life and then you're like, what happened? So this is what we were talking about. We were talking about basically pay wages, right? So right now, I have already told you guys in like a lot of my videos, it's 2020, it's February, mid-February, I think it's the 20th or 19th. And as of right now, I get paid $18.18 an hour. I was explaining to my son, which is 19 years old, he'll be 20 next year, that when he was not even born yet, actually, because I had him at 23, that I was getting paid comfortably $17, $18 back then. And how I was in school, I was in college, and then I started, I started for the first grocery store I ever worked for was Lucky's, and then shortly after I got hired on, Albertsons came and bought them out. So back then, when I was 18, 19, 20, I didn't have my son till 23, I was comfortably making between like $15 on up to $18, $19, give or take, and that was how many years ago? Almost 2 decades ago. And it's crazy because I look back and then look forward to right now. I sit here at the age of 42 and I make the same money that I made almost 20 years ago, 17, 18, 19 years ago. And it's crazy. So I was explaining to my son about cost of living, living wage, and inflation and all that. I'm like, think about it. I was living real good back then because before I had him, it was just me being single. I did have debt back then. Now I have very little debt, if no debt. So I was telling about credit cards and whatnot, but I was in school, and then once I hit that plateau at my job and I became a cashier, I started making like 17, 18. Now back in 96, early 2000s, that was good money for, I was a young adult. I wasn't a teenager, but I was a young adult. That was good money. I didn't have any responsibilities. I hadn't had my son yet. It was good money back then, but now fast forward almost like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years later, almost 20 years later, it's like, okay, I'm at my same wage, and what has went up? Rent or mortgage, if you have a home, has went up. Gas has went up. Food has went up. Power has went up. Everything has went up but my living wage. So we were also touching on the fact that I was asking my son what exactly he wanted to do. So right now he's currently working. He graduated from high school last year. So it hasn't even been a year since, has it been a year since you graduated? Has it? Because what is it, February? No, when did you graduate? Like in March? 2019, but like in what? Because you didn't graduate in June. They pushed it for like March, April. Was it April-ish? April, so it hasn't been quite a year yet, right? So I'll tell you a story. So I did, I'm the type of mother or parent. My son was very vocal to me, not early on, but like maybe halfway through his high school. He did not want to be in debt for school. Now the thing about it is my parents are very intelligent and smart, so there was money set aside for him whenever he's ready to go to school, college. It's all taken care of. So he kind of, he didn't sit around, but he literally took not even a month off. And then he came to me one day and said, Mom, can I get a job? And I'm like, this would not be his first job. This would be his second job. So sometime maybe when he was like 17, he got a job here in Vegas, Cowabunga. So he worked for the summer. So he really, and I like that for the simple fact that he got to see what the real world was like, dealing with customers, getting up on time, stuff like that. So that was his first job. And then he went back to school, high school, graduated, and then they graduated, and then maybe a month, no more than 2 months went by, and he asked me if he could get a job. And I looked at him, I said, hell yeah, you could get a job, absolutely. So he got a job, and he's been working there for quite a while now, doing very well. Like I said, people that know me, like especially at my job, I'm just so proud of my son. He's just doing so well. So we were talking about school, what he wants to pursue. And there, like I said, there's money set aside, but now if he does decide to go to school and get like certified or like pursue more of a skill set that and I'm not going to tell all his business, but this skill set would like I won't say high demand, but it's something that you can carry with you. So in other words, like if you went to school for being a doctor or nurse or medical assistant, something like that, that's something that you could take everywhere. That's I think medical field is really, I think medical field and tech are lovely, lovely, lovely fields for your children to get into now, and moving forward, they will do well and flourish in the future. So with that being said, this would be a skill that he could take anywhere, and definitely, like, if anything was to happen, he would have a skill that he could take anywhere and it would be in demand. So we were talking just a little bit about that, but I kind of look back on my life as I was breaking it down to him about money and how much I made back then, and I'm basically still making the same wage that I made back then. And that's crazy, because before I had him, to be making like 18 bucks back then, single, and I think I was still living at my parents' house. I didn't move out of my parents' house till I think 21, comfortably 21. So I had already been in college maybe for like 3 years or so. But yeah, it was okay, I'm at my destination, you guys. Talk a little business. I'm gonna cut this video short, but yeah, if you guys, I don't know the moral story, I just felt like getting on YouTube and dropping maybe some gems or whatnot. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, when you have your children in the car, what do you do with your children when you're in the car? Do you have conversations with them? Do you ignore them? Do you just put on the music? Or do you have conversations, like real conversations? It's not like they can go anywhere. You're driving. Just saying. All right, you guys, I'm here where I need to be. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. I had a couple people hit me up and tell me about how there's all these sales going on and whatnot. Thank you to all those people. And I had a short conversation with one of them, and I told her that I was not interested in any of this stuff, and I'll tell you why. Maybe on a different video, maybe later on tonight. You guys stay tuned. Why I'm not running out doing the Target deal. I think it hit 90% off. I'm just not interested in that particular subject. I'm not doing that right now. I actually got rid of all my stuff last weekend. I had a sale, pushed it all out. My house looks good, right? The house looks better. It's not clear. So my son, obviously I live with my son, so it's like our house literally would look like a warehouse. It would be so cluttered with stuff. And I did a video a while ago talking about, am I a hoarder? Of course, I was joking, but sometimes you would just look at the house and my son would be like, what are you doing with all this stuff? I said, I'm selling it. He's like, well, sell it. So I got rid of it. The sale, I'll be honest with you, because a lot of people on social media aren't really honest. My sale, I've only had a few sales that have flopped, or not necessarily flopped, but I didn't make as much money. So this particular sale, I wanted to make a certain amount of money, didn't even hit close. So, but I did make like a couple $100, which is cool, because for somebody that could be their paycheck, you know, whatever, a bill, food, lights, a small car payment, half a car payment. But what I did with the rest of the stuff, as you can see, I have my stuff, some of the stuff still in the back. My those are my racks. I donated it. I donated it to one of my favorite places here in Vegas. So I just, you know, it was a lot of clothings too. My death pile for eBay that I knew I was never going to list, but it was fun shopping for all that great stuff. I donated it all to women. So, but anyways, off that. So stay tuned, you guys. I will hit you guys up later, and we'll talk later. Have a great day. Bye.